Great to see you on this Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. Did you? I did something really cool this weekend that I've never done. We rented kayaks on Center Island and paddled around the Toronto Islands. What a neat thing to do. What a great little oasis this is in the middle of our city, our beautiful big city that set a record today. 32 in the city of Toronto, wherever you're joining us from in the GTA. I had a little trip out to Georgetown today. It was hot, it was humid. Georgetown is lovely. Western Canada, lovely destination, many of these areas. But we've had some very cool weather. Edmonton, sure, 21 today, +1 this morning. We are a country divided weather-wise. Far cooler in Western Canada, sweltering heat in the east, about a third of Canada's population under heat warnings on this Monday. And although they may drop a little bit tomorrow, some areas may be removed from the warning. It's a marginal change. We are still hot and humid for Tuesday. There's a look at this. No reprieve overnight. 2021, feeling closer to 30. Tough to exercise in this heat, but sounds good. NHL training camp, it's underway. Forecast conditions overnight. Rogers Cup is wrapped up. CNE is starting up on Friday. Big events, Pan Am Games. You know, wrapped up, very successful for the city, but what a clogged bit of traffic for a lot of commuters. Anyway, I digress. I go back to the weather. 28, 36, hot again if you're sitting in traffic tomorrow. Those HOV lanes will become regular lanes again in the next couple of days. Hot and muggy Tuesday. Next couple of days, risk of strong storms for Tuesday. There's an overview, and it's another couple of hot days until we cool down later in the week. It's the most common, and yeah, you want to always stay alert to that possibility when you're away from light pollution. If you're at a cottage or a campground this summer, great time for Northern Lights viewing. Cloud tops here. We look to the sky. We set the stage here. It's good to see you. I hope you had a nice weekend. We've got the P&E starting soon in Vancouver. The CNE in Toronto starts the end of this week, which, as we all know, typically means the end of summer. Those festivals that are markers for us for the season. Well, end of August is around the corner, like it or not, but it feels very much like the peak of summer in Eastern Canada. Jet stream going up. Temperatures have been way up today. Overnight, they stay way up, and they're certainly below normal in Western Canada. Calgary, 9 degrees. Toronto will feel like 29. That's a contrast. 8 Regina, 28 for Montreal. Overnight temperatures and humidex values. It is hot and humid across Eastern Canada. And there's not really much of a change in the forecast for the next couple of days. You might see the numbers oscillate a bit. We may see the heat warnings drop a bit. Wednesday, Thursday, a system moving in, and that will change things up. We've had a few hit-miss showers today. Storms in southern Ontario, in southern Quebec, and stretching through to New Brunswick. Heat and humidity going to help trigger the storms. Slightly more favorable conditions here for some of these cells to be slow-moving, so localized flooding, a higher risk with this particular storm setup, and an isolated risk of severe storms pretty much anywhere. And it's not so much the advancing low as the trailing weakened cold front, now a trough, from the northern low that cooled the prairies down. And you saw what kind of temperatures we were having tonight. We'll be in the 20s, many parts of Alberta tomorrow, and Vancouver will be closer to 30 degrees. Meanwhile, south of the border, that low will play the significant role in changing things up in the long-range forecast. Increasing cloud. Wednesday could be very wet in northern Ontario, embedded thunderstorms. Thursday, better chance for southern Ontario, Quebec. That will cool you down in the long-range forecast. Now, we will take a more in-depth look at your local long-range forecast details. Coming up, your local weather, and of course the timing could change on that low. Forecast model's not in great agreement yet on when it will be moving in. Certainly the hot weather has moved in, and strolling by the water is one thing. Absolutely tragic. I mean, we do hear these stories every year, so all true, all timely, and we hope that you take that on board, that particular information. Yeah. It is an extraordinary period of weather that we've got going on right now. I know I matched this map rather perfectly, as my director, Robin Yakajuk, pointed out. Yes, wearing the hot colors for the hot day. And here's the forecast for overnight tonight, 19, 20, 21, feeling 27, 29. Sweltering night. Sweltering. If you don't have AC or if you want to go easy on the grid, turn it off and sleep in the basement. Yeah, I'm not advising you turn off your air conditioning. Maybe modify the temperature if you can. Heat warnings in place for about a third of Canada's population. Windsor through Quebec City today. Maybe slightly less hot and less humid tomorrow, but still extreme. So you'll want to take it easy and be mindful. We've got these thunderstorms in the forecast, a better or higher chance of thunderstorms for tomorrow. And then when do we cool down? Well, in short, we cool down for Friday. A little more comfortable with sunshine starting off the weekend. That's some good news. Lightning, scary stuff on shocking stuff, isn't it? We always remind you lightning is always the most common pervasive threat with thunderstorms. You need to be indoors safely. Quite a story, and here's your weather story, western and then eastern Canada. A low coming in the long-range forecast, and I want you to see this little hint of blue Thursday night. Freeze levels coming down. We are likely to see some alpine snow. Hot day Tuesday in Vancouver, back to seasonal in the long range, up and then down for Calgary in the days to come. Eastern Canada, completely different story. It is sweltering, it's hot, it's humid. Heat warnings have been in place from Windsor through Quebec City today, about a third of Canada's population. Well, it's another hot day tomorrow, and then a Colorado low gathering strength moving towards northern Ontario. Wednesday could be very wet there. Thursday, our likeliest day for strong, possibly severe thunderstorms in southern Ontario. You'll notice that by Friday, our humidex in Toronto drops to 28, but some hot, unsettled, humid days ahead. Not all day rain and thunderstorms, but hit and miss, lightning included. Be mindful of that. Friday, there's Ottawa, humidex dropping to 28, and a look at St. John's. Cool Wednesday, but look at Tuesday. Hot temperatures. In fact, let's go to Newfoundland right now. Birchie Bay, one of our favorite contributors, Beverly, out with her dog Nuka. Your local and national forecasts are next.